For years, cat owners have believed they understood their pets. Every meow, every slow blink, every flick of the tail. But what if I told you your cat doesn't see you the way you think it does? In fact, there's one belief cats hold about humans that turns everything we know about their behavior upside down. As someone who's spent years studying feline behavior and living side by side with cats, I can tell you this. The bond between humans and cats isn't built on what we say or how much love we show. It's built on what they believe about us. And that belief is far more complex than most people realize. In this video, I'm going to reveal the one shocking perception your cat has about you, the one that silently defines how they act, how much they trust you, and even how safe they feel in your presence. Once you understand it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. So, tell me, how well do you really know your cat? Do you think they see you as a friend, a parent, or something else entirely? Because by the end of this video, you might discover that everything you assumed about your cat's love and loyalty was only half the story. If you're ready to uncover the truth, stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to show you will change how you see your feline forever. Most people think cats are just mysterious or independent by nature, but that's only what we see on the surface. What's really happening inside a cat's mind is far more emotional, far more connected to how they interpret you. And the most fascinating part is that your cat has already formed a silent judgment about what kind of human you are, one that shapes every look, every sound, and every touch between you. And the worst part is, most cat owners never realize what their cats truly believe about them until it's too late.
Imagine this. You walk across the room, stumble slightly, and your cat just stares. Calm, patient, almost judgmental. To us, it's a normal moment. To them, it's confirmation of what they've always believed. You're not a human master or a mysterious creature. You're just a giant, slow, and oddly coordinated version of them. Studies from animal behaviorists have shown that cats don't see humans as a different species. They recognize our scent, our voice, and our presence, but in their world, we belong to the same category, just bigger, less agile, and far worse at catching things. That's why cats rub against your legs, groom your hair, or even bring you small gifts like toys or prey. They're not treating you like their owner. They're treating you like another cat who needs a bit of help surviving. This belief deeply affects how your cat interacts with you. If you've ever been ignored when calling their name, it's not disrespect, it's equality. In their eyes, you're on the same level, and cats don't take orders from other cats. That subtle dynamic explains so much about why affection from a cat feels earned rather than given. To strengthen that bond, you can speak their language. Use slower movements, consistent routines, and respect their space instead of trying to control it. The moment you do, your cat begins to see you as a trusted companion within their colony, not a threat or authority figure. It's in that quiet recognition, when they curl beside you, blink slowly, and breathe in sync, that your cat silently confirms you're one of them. To a cat, time doesn't flow through clocks or schedules. It flows through you. Your footsteps in the morning, the sound of the cupboard door when you prepare their food, the way your voice echoes at night, all of it becomes the rhythm that defines their entire environment. Cats aren't just observant, they synchronize their internal world to yours. Recent studies in feline cognition reveal that cats develop a form of predictive trust. They anticipate your behavior based on patterns, and when you break those patterns abruptly by leaving without warning, delaying meals, or changing your tone, they interpret it as instability in their world. Not emotional instability, but territorial. In their perception, the human's behavior shapes the safety of the territory itself. This belief carries emotional weight. A cat that trusts your consistency feels secure enough to explore, to eat normally, to groom. But one that senses erratic energy, loud voices, unpredictable routines starts to withdraw, sometimes refusing food or hiding in silence. It's their way of regaining control in a world that suddenly feels uncertain. The simple way to restore that balance is by creating what behaviorists call predictable presence. Greet your cat gently when you return home. Keep feeding time steady. Even the way you close doors or speak around them build that invisible structure of trust. Every time you repeat these calm, predictable signals, your cat's belief that you maintain the harmony of their world grows stronger. And in that silent trust, they stop seeing you as just another being. They see you as the heart of their territory.
A cat's world is built on observation, not words. Every movement you make, every breath, every subtle change in your tone, your cat reads it like a language. To them, your emotional state isn't just background noise. It's a direct signal of whether the environment is safe or dangerous. When you're calm, your heartbeat and breathing slow down. Cats sense those vibrations even from a distance. In those moments, their bodies relax, their tails settle, their pupils narrow. But when you're anxious, stressed, or angry, your energy changes rhythm. Your voice rises, your steps become louder, and your scent shifts slightly from the chemicals released by tension. To a cat, that's an alarm bell. Feline behavior researchers have found that cats mirror human stress responses far more than we used to think. They don't just notice mood changes, they absorb them. A cat that lives in a tense home often develops behaviors like over-grooming, sudden aggression, or withdrawal. They're not misbehaving, they're reacting to emotional instability as if it were a threat to survival. The power of this belief is simple but profound. When your cat senses peace in you, it feels protected. You don't have to speak to reassure them. Your calm energy does it for you. Try speaking softly, moving slower, or even breathing deeply near them when they seem uneasy. Over time, they begin to associate your presence with emotional balance. In that quiet connection, your cat stops seeing you as just part of its world. It starts believing you are the emotional weather that defines it. Unlike dogs, who often trust almost instantly, cats operate on a deeper and slower emotional logic. To them, every gesture, every tone of voice, every touch you offer is a test, one that determines if you deserve a place inside their invisible circle of safety. This belief comes from their ancestry. Cats are solitary hunters by nature, wired to survive through caution. Trust is their most valuable resource, and they guard it carefully. When you approach a cat too quickly or reach to pet them without permission, they interpret it as a breach of that invisible code. It's not rejection, it's self-preservation. What they're watching for is consistency. How you behave when they retreat, how patient you are when they observe from a distance, and how you respect the boundaries they set. A study from the University of Lincoln found that cats build trust through repeated, non-threatening exposure. That's why when a cat finally chooses to curl beside you, it isn't an act of habit, it's a declaration. In that moment, they've judged your energy, your movements, and your intentions and concluded that you're safe enough to let down their guard. To strengthen that bond, let them make the first move. Lower your hand, stay still, and let them close the distance. When they finally press their head against you or blink slowly, it's their way of saying you've passed the test. That earned trust becomes the foundation of a connection deeper than affection. It becomes loyalty. It's at that point your cat no longer sees you as an unpredictable creature in its territory, but as a trusted partner in its survival.
For a creature that thrives on independence, cats have an extraordinary sensitivity to absence. Not just physical absence, but emotional distance. When you leave home for long periods or withdraw emotionally, your cat doesn't interpret it the way humans do. It sees it as a fracture in the social bond that holds its world together. Cats operate on patterns of presence. They map their environment not only through scent and sound, but through the rhythm of shared existence. Your voice in the morning, your footsteps at night, these become territorial anchors. When they suddenly disappear, your cat feels that emptiness as uncertainty, even loss. Studies in feline attachment behavior show that cats experience separation stress similar to that of small children. Subtle signs like decreased grooming, overeating, or even excessive sleeping can be quiet symptoms of longing. But here's the hidden truth. When you return, your cat doesn't simply resume where you left off. It studies you. It watches your body language, your tone, your level of attention. It's deciding whether the bond still holds. If you come back distracted or hurried, they may retreat, pretending not to care. Yet, if you reappear calm and steady, your cat will reestablish that invisible connection almost immediately. The most powerful way to reaffirm their trust is through what behaviorists call reintroduction bonding. Sit quietly when you return home. Let your cat approach first. Avoid rushing to pet or talk. Give them the silence they need to read your presence. When they finally choose to brush against you or blink softly, that's not mere affection. It's their way of forgiving your absence and reaffirming loyalty. In that moment, your cat's belief about you reaches its peak. It doesn't see you as a provider, a parent, or even another cat. It sees you as its chosen constant, the one presence in a shifting world that defines comfort, safety, and belonging. Every movement, every silence, every shared moment with your cat leaves an imprint far deeper than you realize. Cats may seem distant, but in truth, they are always watching, always interpreting, always forming silent beliefs about who you are in their world. To them, you are not just another being. You are the pulse of their environment, the rhythm that shapes their peace, and the presence that defines their trust. When you shout, they don't just hear noise, they feel the shift in safety. When you leave, they don't just see a door closing, they sense a change in stability. And when you return with calm energy, they see the world returning to balance. Every action you take writes a line in the story your cat keeps about you, a story told not in words, but in instinct, emotion, and memory. So the next time your cat blinks slowly at you or settles quietly by your side without asking for attention, understand what that really means. In that silence, they're saying, "I know you, I trust you, you are my safe place." But now that you understand what your cat truly believes about you, it's time to go even deeper. Because behind those calm eyes and quiet gestures, your cat has its own secret ways of showing love. Tiny, hidden acts of affection you probably miss every single day. There are 7 of them, each revealing a different level of emotional connection between you and your feline fossicle. If you want to discover what those acts are and how to return that love in the way your cat truly understands, click on the video appearing on your screen right now and find out. I'll see you there.